Vincent here with Peconi Real Estate. I'm here with John Wager with Scholars Education Center Newmarket. We're talking about education, we're talking about tutoring, a little bit about how we can help get our young people ahead, a little bit of supplementary help.
Yeah,
been in business for just over a year?
Yeah, we opened mid-September of 2017, so it's just over a year now, and it's been great.
Amazing. And about how many kids do you have on a, let's say on a daily basis?
On a daily basis, we'll do right now about 20 sessions in an evening. So yeah, there's 20 kids rolling through in an evening. So it's pretty good. It's
Yeah,
pretty busy.
yeah, I can imagine. I mean, there's desks kind of spread out everywhere. Talk to me a little bit about the concept of the way you guys do tutoring.
Yeah, we do what we call low ratio tutoring. So we have certified teachers for the grade school and specialists for high school. And we have no more than 3 students at the table at any given time for the grade school. At high school, no more than 2 students. It gets the attention that the students need to focus on the areas that they need to focus on. The programs are all customizable. What we do is we do an assessment on our students initially, and then we build a program that's specific to them. And then if the program's monitored by a computer system and the tutors themselves, and the program moves with the student. So if they master a skill, then they're no longer working on that skill,
Right.
They move up to the next
Right,
skill.
right. And it's all tracked and monitored, then the progression is natural. The computer kind of dictates where they go. That way they're constantly being challenged and being monitored, but not being pushed too quickly, making sure they master the skill.
Yeah, exactly. So we're not going to, if we get let's say a grade 4 student doing math, but they do an assessment and they test out at doing about a grade 3 in some of the skill areas, to throw them into a bunch of grade 4 math stuff is just not going to be successful for them. They're going to get frustrated, right? We need to step back and go and fill the gaps in what they don't understand, right? And we don't want to fill in the entire grade 3 curriculum. We want to make sure that we're only focusing on the areas that they don't understand and bring them up to speed.
And then once they're there, push them forward from grade 3 to 4, and then maybe grade 5 and 6, etc.
Yeah,
push them
absolutely.
along the way.
Keep
Right?
them along, yeah.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense with the low ratio. I mean, I know that you could imagine a group of 10 or 12 students, they're not really getting the attention that they need. I love hearing that it's a 3-to-1 or a 2-to-1 ratio where the tutor can actually really focus on what the students' needs are.
Yeah, I mean, the schools are challenged today. They've got 28 or 30 students in a classroom, and the teachers, although they are fantastic, can't get to every student and can't give them the attention they need. That's where we come in. We can give them that attention a couple hours a week and get them focused on the stuff that they're not understanding and make sure that they do understand it and that it becomes clear for them. And that way they branch to success and they become more self-confident and you see their marks go up.
Yeah, it's incredible. I know that so much of education, the way it's taught today, is really scaffolding. So, you need A to learn B, you need B to learn C. You miss D, it's really hard to get to E. So, if you miss E, you can come in here, get some extra help, and you can really push forward.
Yeah,
do you guys also focus on like accelerated learning, or is it really just to help bring kids up to speed?
No, accelerated learning as well. Our program can go beyond where they're at in school and stuff like that. We find that students that are above grade level can get bored in the classroom because they're just not challenged, and the teachers don't have the resources to provide the additional challenge. We can give them that. We can challenge them. We can give them tougher questions and stuff like that to keep them growing and keep their minds going. So yeah.
What's it like seeing students grow, either from if they're struggling in something, or even if they're really good at something and then pushing them to the next level? What's that like for you?
It's fantastic to see the students where they're succeeding. There's a transformation. When they first come in here, students are shy and they're a little timid. Not all, but a lot of the students are that way. They're coming in here and they're like, oh, more school.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
But they quickly come around to the fact that, hey, it's fun, it's interesting, it's fun, and I'm learning stuff. And within about 6 weeks, you see their confidence start to just climb, right? And so they come in here and they say, yeah, I can do it. I can get these problems done, whatever it might be. I can write a paragraph now in English or whatever it might be. So you see that confidence go up. And then the next stage is the first report card that they get, and they come in and they go, look at my report card.
The real pride, the sense of accomplishment, it's incredible,
awesome
right?
To see, yeah.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there with confidence. Is once these young people start to believe that they can do things, they really start to push themselves and take ownership of their own learning,
yep.
and really come in here and want to excel, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, they come in here and they enjoy it. It doesn't seem to them like it's an extra burden. They come in here. The tutors we have, the teachers, they're fantastic, and they do a great job. I mean, they are the people that bring it alive, and they have fun with the students. You know, they do some learning. They use manipulatives to play games or whatever that sort of solidifies that learning. So it's not just all working on paper and stuff like that. It's actually, you know, giving them some hands-on stuff, finding out ways that they learn that make it also a little bit of fun. So they leave here going, yeah, that was fun. I learned something, and that was kind of cool. So,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And so were you in education before you were running this business, or how did you kind of get into this business?
No, I was a software engineer. I worked in the software field for a number of years. I did some adult education in software. So that sort of got me that little bit of bug, and that was my favorite time of my career, I would say, is to be able to teach people how to do some coding. I've also spent some time working in scouting, teaching kids how to do life skills, if you will. You find your passion, and it's like, I love this. I think it's great. I love the center. I love coming in here. It's fantastic. I did a lot of research. I looked at different systems in that, and I found Scholars was a system that I would send my own kids to. So that's why I made the choice to go with a Scholars Education Center.
Very good. What exactly about Scholars? What is it about Scholars specifically that really gets you going?
The support that they have for the kids, the low ratio, the different learning tools that we have, so the manipulatives, the paperwork that we do have, you know, worksheets that the kids can work through and stuff like that. Just all of that combined, plus you know, just the whole vibe and atmosphere just made me say, yeah, this is where I'd send my kids to. So.
Yeah, it sounds like it's the complete package. It's not
one thing.
It's they do it all. I think you said there the support as well. So understanding the manipulatives as well, but I mean the diagnostic assessment, and really I think the low ratios must be the difference maker.
It is. It totally is. You know, there are other companies that do low ratio, and it's great. You know, there are companies that do higher ratios, and it just doesn't get the attention that the kids need, right? Or I find that. There are some kids that may not need that, and that's fine. They can go to other systems, but here we have that low ratio, and I find that provides the greatest level of success for kids.
Very good. So I know you live in the area. What's it like working in Newmarket?
I think it's great. It's fantastic. You know, I spent a career commuting to downtown Toronto and doing the whole, you know, GO train and stuff like that. It's nice now that I'm just a few minutes away from the center here, so I can come in, you know, whenever I need to, get things set up for the day, review students' files and stuff like that. So it's fantastic. Newmarket's growing. It's so great to see. You know, yeah, there's some traffic issues when there's construction and that, like on Yonge Street
growing
right now.
Pains, of course.
Yeah, growing
pains, of course.
But everything is here. I mean, you know, we're close to everything. We're at Yonge and Davis, and you know, Upper Canada Mall's just, you know, down the street here from us. You know, there's just anything that I need is around the corner from us here, so it's fantastic.
Yeah, it really seems to be. I mean, I've been up here for about a year now, and it seems like it really is kind of the hub of the region where people come into Newmarket for a lot of things. So I know with the population growth, I mean, tutoring, obviously, people want their kids to benefit and really to be able to excel. Yeah. So it makes sense that, you know, starting up here. Any plans for expansion in the future?
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at Bradford. We have a building that's started up by the Zares in Bradford, and we expect to open in the spring of 2019. So yeah, it's very exciting to see that expansion happening. So
it's incredible. So I see lots of different binders, different colors. Tell me about the range of students that you offer your services to.
Yeah, absolutely. We offer everything from JK all the way up to grade 12.
Okay.
In JK and SK, we have a reading readiness program,
okay,
which gets them ready to read. Starts teaching them phonics, vowel sounds, things like that.
Okay.
That builds that foundation for early reading and get into some sight words. In the grade schools, we work on reading program, so English reading comprehension, writing program, mathematics. So we help students with those core areas.
Yeah, with the core areas.
Yeah, right up until grade 8. Grade 7 and 8 will help with science and that. It's not as much of a demand, but we definitely can provide that assistance with grade 7 or 8 science as they're moving through. And once we get into high school, we get into the specialties, right? So we get into biology, chemistry, physics, calculus.
All the fun subjects. All the fun subjects.
Absolutely. And we have experts in those areas, right? We have tutors that have, one of our tutors has a master's in mathematics and a master's in physics, right? So she's fantastic to work with those students that are, struggling with those subjects, right? Other tutors that are in the health sciences fields and stuff like that. So they help with biology and chemistry and stuff like that. So we've got all the areas covered. We do help with high school English as well. You need to, write a paper on Hamlet. We definitely can help with that kind of stuff. So we help all the way along. And we do other things as well. We get into a STEM program. We offer a STEM program every so often. It's 4 levels of STEM. And it takes...
and so what is, what is STEM? What does that stand for?
Yeah, it's science, technology, engineering, and math.
Okay.
And so what we do is we take children that are grade 3 to about grade 8. And that have no coding experience, programming experience, and we teach them how to start with some coding, some basic coding. We use a pseudo-coding language, right, and teach them the very basics, some logic design, some if structures, decision making for computer programming, some looping, some repetitive process. And then we get them to build a robot. We use Lego EV3s. And they build a robot. And from there, we get them to give the robot some commands. So we give them missions and stuff like that to give them real life stuff to work on. And we introduce some of the math. We get them to say, okay, figure out the speed that the robot can move. Now, if you had to move 100 miles, how long would that robot have to run to move 100 miles?
It's incredible bringing in the tougher part of the learning, bringing it into the practical, letting kids put together the skills they've learned into real life circumstance, and then seeing the physical result must be really exciting for the kids.
It's amazing. They just get so excited, right? They see their robot. A lot of it's trial and error in the STEM program, right? We don't tell them what they need to build for a robot. We give them a bit of guidance, but it's really their creation. And it's their failures, right? So they learn by trial and error, and then to see them finally succeed, to overcome the problems that they're having, and go, wow, that worked. That concept that we put together really worked. So it gives them that exploratory engineering side of things. Really, just to see them get excited about that. So that's a great program as well.
Yeah, it sounds like I know it's challenging sometimes for kids to see the application of some of the things they're learning. Where am I going to use this in real life? So it's nice to see that you offer them a project where they take all those skills, they put it into a project, and they're actually able to see the result tangibly. So I can imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. And just take it a simple mathematical formula where you're doing time and distance and speed to work through all that, and it's a very simple math formula, but they start to see, wow, this has a real application, right? And applying it to we say it's a Mars rover prototype, and they get excited by that kind of stuff. So it's great to see.
John, an absolute pleasure speaking with you today. I know the Tutoring Center gets very busy, so drop-ins are maybe challenging. If people want to come and get some more information or get a hold of you, what's the best way to do so?
Best way is to give us a call, 905-836-2283, and just give us a call. Book a time to come in. We'd be happy to sit down with you. There are times of the day it gets a little busy and crazy in here, and I may not have time to sit down with a drop-in. I mean, drop-ins are always nice as well, and we'll make the time. But best is to give us a call or send us an email at newmarket@scholarscanada.com, and we'll definitely respond to you to all of those on a timely basis and get you in here for a visit.
Beautiful. John, thank you so much for your time.
All right, thanks.